can it be? Showing up with Tony T, yes, Ramon SEO. To the double TV funnel and these bookies like 1, 2, 3. They tapping out and we cashing out. It's plain to see. The morning steam is the A-team, Mr. T. And I pity the fools who can't hang. Coming with real game is sort of a freight train. It's been reported bank rolls are easy to maintain. So get situated and listen to the picks. And it goes a little something like this.
And a pleasant good morning to you from the sports betting capital of the world, Las Vegas. This is Ramon Scott, and welcome to the Morning Steam Show for Monday, June 24th. 24th, slow down, or speed up. We're running out of sports here in the summer, or are we? Felt like a pretty busy day watching all the action yesterday in sports. Maybe the menu was a little bit light, but man, what action if you like variety. If you like the wide world of sports, maybe the last weekend was for you. We definitely had some excitement over the weekend, and we'll definitely have excitement tonight with not one but two big elimination games in our sports betting calendar. Of course, the main one will be NHL Stanley Cup Finals game number 7. If you didn't know, with the series tied at 3. Could it be for the first time in 72 years or whatever it is that the Edmonton Oilers can be that team to come back from a 3-0 deficit? I mean, should be a really insane scene in Florida, even though feels like all the momentum in the world is with the Edmonton Oilers. The Florida Panthers did earn that home ice advantage, and they will have one more chance to salvage it here. Of course, the Oilers, with that momentum, they're still no better than a pick'em here. Maybe the Panthers are just a slight favorite, but we'll discuss it here in a few minutes. Just want to say hello to everyone. Thank you for coming in here to the Morning Steam for today. And also, we have NCAA baseball. Let's wrap up the school season with the championship in baseball tonight between the Tennessee Volunteers. Saw Blake there in the chat, ready to go with the Vols. I'd wear my Tennessee sweater here in support of Blake and the Vols if I didn't have that futures bet on Texas A&M to win it all. So good luck to both teams tonight. I'm probably going to hedge. It's probably just a little bit, even though it's not a big, huge one, like maybe some of the pro, but maybe I just want to take a little bit of money out of this one. And when you got a $2 favorite like you do again in Tennessee, I'll probably still take most of my ride with Texas A&M tonight, but at least going to get my money, my investment back and then some. With the confident win there yesterday for Tennessee. Good pitching, low score. Steam came in on the over, but was definitely a low-scoring game yesterday. And maybe we will again today. One thing, we definitely have some wild games in college baseball, but when you get these elite teams, great pitching, should be a pretty good co-feature tonight, kind of leading in. I mean, the two games will overlap. I don't know if you can even compare. I mean, of course, with the Stanley Cup finals, but the first game at 4 p.m. tonight, leading into that 5:20 hockey game. So, all right, and a little bit of steam been coming in here this morning on some baseball games. We got a 12-game card we're going to take a look at. I'll pass along any notes that come in here. How'd it go for you guys in baseball yesterday? Kind of a fun day, certainly, of baseball action with Max coming back. I think probably was one of the highlights yesterday, and he looked good. We said he would look good. Uh, we had it as a premium pick. Oh, we had it as a premium pick winner here. Let me get the premium picks going so we can recite some of the winners here yesterday on the show with some winners. I had another winning day yesterday with some action in Major League Baseball and the WNBA as well. Oh, man, we just missed that WNBA premium total by a point or two, but that's okay. I guess, if anything, that was, of course, the main feature yesterday in our betting sports was the game between the Chicago Sky and the Indiana Fever. I'd say it lived up to the hype. A real good game, actually, and uh, played with a bit. I thought everyone played pretty classy, and I thought it was a very, very good game. And I think those teams have a lot of great things to look forward to between the two best young players in the game. No doubt about it with Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. I'm down on Angel. I think everyone's gotten that impression here. Don't get me wrong. I've been a Reese fan. Uh, during her college career at uh, you know uh, longer than just at LSU. But I think the thing for Reese moving forward is to try to, she's trying to capitalize on the image of being maybe that WNBA heel or the thug. I don't know what you could, but I don't want to see that. I want to see a spirited play and all that. But still, I think the one thing I'm going to give her a little bit of a pass on, talking about Angel Reese here, and maybe her docile attitude a little bit sometimes. I don't know if it's docile, more so. She just feels like she has that dog in her. But we all want to think we have that dog in her. There's no that dog in us, and we don't want to be. No one's more dog than other, are they? So, but a good game here. And one thing I think that's been not really talked about yet, and I think you're going to start to hear about it in the next few weeks, uh, when in regards to the rivalry between Reese and Clark, will be the fact that we know the Olympics are coming. We've got one more month of WNBA play before the Olympic break on July 20th. There's a month off basically for the Olympics. And what's going to happen is you'll have the Olympic team over there, the 3-on-3 team going as well. And maybe Clark will get left off those teams and we'll all, be bummed about it. Maybe there's still hope. Hope. I don't want to say it like that. That would mean someone has to get injured. But I will say this, one of the most interesting things that kind of being overlooked, we talk about all the great ratings of the WNBA. Well, on the day before they leave for the Olympic break is going to be the WNBA All-Star game. And the WNBA All-Star game is going to be between the the U.S. Olympic team, which I think we know who that's going to be. Again, there could be if there is an injury, if someone can't make it or whatever, yeah, maybe the personnel will change and we won't have. But the team that the U.S. Olympic team, they're going to be they are the competitor in the WNBA All-Star game. Who are they playing? They're playing the WNBA Team WNBA, as it's being called, because most of the best players will be on the U.S. Olympic team. Who's going to be on Team WNBA? Probably Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese, teammates in that game. With some other very, very good players as well. You talk about some of the players. I don't know, if we'll get, a couple of players who said, we're not going to the Olympics. I don't know if they'll even, they'll probably participate in that All-Star game, I'm sure. But that certainly is going to be interesting. The Olympic team will be a huge favorite in that game, even if the team USA has a few, let's just say, other stars here. Mostly, when I think about, certainly to be Clark and Angel Reese, I guess they would probably lead that team, but there are some other players as well that'll be on that team. I don't know if they'll even be kind of the most decorated of the players on that team. You certainly have De'Erica Hamby on that team from LA. She's kind of one of the borderline players as well there. So that'll be real interesting. And I'm sure that will set all the records in the WNBA for their All-Star game that's being played in Phoenix. All right, I'm going to go over and say hi to a few folks. It looks like it's going to be a pretty light day. I'm already getting texts from people who cannot find us here on the show. I don't know what's going on. I see a good crowd in here, so I think everything's working. But got 50 of you in here right now, so let's say hello to some folks here on the Morning Steam today and take a look with our crew. And it's going to be Blake. There's Blake. He's ready, fired up, I think is what it is, for the game tonight between the Volunteers and A&M. Looking at the game, I mean, maybe we could do our preview right now. I was going to wait, but with the game tonight, about a $2 favorite here for Tennessee. The total is 10. So I guess we could just have the segment here pretty much now that Blake's kind of here. And I think I'm just stuck with, I don't want to say stuck. I want A&M. Actually, I'm not getting the best. Well, I'm getting the best price here. I'm on the A&M futures play. So I'll just roll with A&M tonight. It's going to be me against Blake here pretty much. It sucks if I have to take a hedge at minus 215 just to get off some of this, or at least get some money out of it. But hey, that's why I bet it, in case I could take a profit and get into this situation. But I don't know. It's going to be fun. Going to be an awesome game, and just big things for for SEC baseball, I guess, here with the championship game tonight. So enjoy that game. I don't really have much. Like I said, I'm just rolling with this futures play tonight. So that does seem like a pretty high price for Tennessee, despite being the number one team in the country. Yeah, they'll probably have the advantage in the starting pitching matchup, of course. Looking at the numbers and what the analysts are saying as well. That's a great thing about the college baseball analysts. There are a couple top betting analysts that you can kind of follow. I watch a lot of games. I probably watch way more than the average person, but you want to get all the little details as well. So, all right. That one starts tonight, as I said, 6 p.m. Eastern and 4 Pacific. NCAA baseball championship comes down to one game tonight, Texas A&M and Tennessee. And hey, NCAA baseball rarely disappoints, I'd say. Few more comments coming in, and we'll just roll through them and do the show with 12 plays. Like this video, subscribe to our channel, Tony's Picks, here on YouTube, the 41,500 subscriber juggernaut. And Jeff's checking in as well. Tyrone is early here with us. He says it's a money. I can't say that. I think that phrase right there might be trademarked by our friend across the street. But I think I can say, because every day because he says money making, and then he says Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, whatever day it is money making. So maybe we can't say that. I don't know if that is trademarked. All right, Tyrone's ready for the consensus plays from Thomas, it looks like. And I want to say, Mike, hello in the chat. Jerry Norris as well joining us today. And Jeff saying the Euro's not looking great here. They have had, also in the U.S., they actually had, you would think in European play that they would have no problem. We know how to do a soccer turf, right? We're in Europe, we do soccer. But really, there has been some issues. I'm not saying that equates to what Jeff is saying, but one of the venues was they certainly have complained about the venues here for Copa a little bit already. And they also had trouble in one of the Euro venues with the grass. I think one thing is, you build these grass turf fields, and the ones that are the puzzle, you put them all together, you put the squares of grass together. Those aren't great, right? You want the real deal, the pitch, but still, Hey, all right, Elliot. Want to congratulate Elliot on a great play here yesterday with Scotty Scheffler. Well, it wasn't all so bad. I mean, look, had my ride yesterday, but once it got down to the nitty gritty, I was able to. I don't know. I mean, maybe I don't understand betting. I mean, like I said, I was telling Elliot I didn't think it was a great play because of the crapshoot. And obviously, he wanted a playoff. So again, wild finish. We'll talk about the whole deal here right now with golf because what a bizarre scene. If anybody didn't see it, I think everybody's probably seen it by now. But just a bizarre situation there at the end. But hey, you know what? You're how about you're able to fire away on Scotty? So I didn't want Scotty Elliott in that jumble of a field, but obviously he did exactly what needed to be done to end up with a tie and force a playoff. But um, then the bookmakers, once it got to heads up, offered him at $1.65. Now, a lot of times I would say, you know what, a total variance here. I'm going to take a dog every time on this. No, when I'm getting Scotty Scheffler in a one-on-one matchup at $1.65 against a 22-year-old who, while certainly I think the prospects for Tom Kim are pretty good looking forward. I don't think we're going to see the next Anthony Kim necessarily. First, we need to see a little bit more from Tom Kim, but everything looks like this guy's going to be an absolute monster on the tour. So put him up there, and you could see it kind of was funny, Elliot, right? Let's talk about everything that went on in the final moment. Since I don't know, we're got 12 games a day. I don't want to talk about it because it was so bizarre yesterday. If anybody didn't see it at the Travelers Championship, Scotty Scheffler with the the win in sudden death. So what happened was the tourney was stopped on the 18th green when protesters ran onto the green and threw white powder, red paint. I don't know what that was. Then you see it later on, and they're dragging these protesters away, and on the protester's shirt, it says, uh, no golf on a dead planet. Well, these people obviously don't know golfers very well. I would imagine if the planet does die, like we're all expecting here with global warming, we'll all be a desert here in 500 years. I have a feeling that these crazy golfers of the world, I'm just talking about golfers like you, golfers like me. I used to be a holiday hacker out there. Uh, we'll find a way to play golf when the planet's dead, even if it's like golf in a sand dune. These people don't know golf very well, and they think that people aren't going to play golf on a dead planet. So these climate uh, folks, hey, we're fixing it. It's just going to take time, all right? It's going to take a couple generations here, but technology will fix everything if we don't, destroy ourselves in the process. Anyways, a fun tournament with Scotty there, but it just seemed to me like once they moved that, and great job, tournament officials, not only the police, with imagine whatever Scotty Scheffler, if he was out there, funny, he was standing around. It's really a scary situation. We all can agree that when something like this happens, I mean, for a split second, nobody knows what's going on, right? But imagine the Scotty. I mean, he's had a baby. He's been arrested. He's got this going. What next for Scotty Scheffler? Uh, there's some big tournaments coming up, man. Uh, what's going to happen with Scotty next? But it didn't matter. And Elliott got the win, and no doubt, when you have him close, that's why he's a favorite, right? Even going into the fourth round, within stalking distance right now, this man is head and shoulders above. But just an incredible, bizarre scene. And so I'm trying to conclude my whole monologue here about the golf. So you saw it, Elliot, though. Once they moved that hole, they went out there, right? Analyzed it again, took their measurements, both Scotty and Tom Kim. Scotty, put his uh, yardage in his back pocket, while Tom Kim took that extra step. He walked behind that bunker and took a long, long look at it, and he still ended up in that bunker. So great job, Elliot. And And hello to Luis and Fiddlehead as well. Oh my gosh, want to say hello and welcome to first timer here, Evan Houdini. I hope that's like Houdini, like going to bring us some magic here. Good morning to Terrell, and hope everything's okay with Thomas here. Trevor Davis is here today, and also we've got Andrew as well, and Elijah Epperson. Hello, Elijah. And he drops by with the Mets. Gerardo's here. We'll have soccer action today. 4 big games we'll discuss for a couple of minutes today, following yesterday's excitement as well. And we're in these games now. We're playing the 2 at a time, so no one gets a jump on anybody. Can't scoreboard watch or anything like that. So big games in Euro. Spain in pretty good position. They're playing that feisty Albania. Italy and Croatia. Anything could happen, I would think, with Croatia in there. And we'll see also the news coming out. We saw Mbappe. I was talking about his little mask with the look cool with the French colors. They won't let him wear that in the tournament. Now, not talking about the mask. I'm just talking about with the one with the team colors. You have to wear one solid color, but Mbappe could play in a second round game. Maybe he won't make it to the other first rounder, but Mbappe, the news is pretty good going forward here. England, they're already having all kinds of look. Maybe it'll still work out for England here in this tournament, but all of a sudden you got all those old guys on England that are in the press saying how this team doesn't look that great. And you know what the players are saying? You guys never won either. Just shut up. So Portugal beat Turkey. Fernandez and Bernardo Silva with the goals. Georgia, they got that tie with Czech. I had Georgia with that half a goal there in that one. Belgium, they make every game interesting as much as I want to, still pull for this team. And yeah, I think I was rightfully critiqued by the chat a little bit going with Belgium. Rolling with them still. But hey, at least De Bruyne had the goal. If you're going to have anybody score the goal there. How about Hungary beating my Scotland team with that goal in the 100th minute? Scotland's out. I thought Scotland, I was on them. I thought I got my money's worth there, but just a little bit short of quality, not effort, not heart. Scotland and Germany earned that tie with Switzerland. Boy, they needed that. And you don't want to be sitting there at this point, needing something there. So they were able to get out of there with a tie at Euro, at Copa. Games today, including Colombia, Colombia is real interesting. They're playing Paraguay today. Certainly can be a decent game. You got to think Colombia there for favored, but and also Costa Rica taking on Brazil. The Ticos are in action against mighty Brazil tonight. And of course, yesterday you saw Team USA, and they smashed Bolivia pretty much in the first half there. Pretty much a dominating win. How about Captain America? I called it goal American style with a rocket shot just 2 minutes into the game for Pulisic, and that's what you want to see. That, his team has some problems, but Pulisic, not one of them at this point. And Balogun, that 35-yarder, man, that was an awesome shot in Mexico's win over Jamaica. Only 1-0, I'll say. I think pretty much that's exactly what we were looking at. I thought low score with Mexico, maybe getting that 3 points. But, man, just heartbreak there to see Captain Edson Alvarez leave the game. It doesn't look good for Alvarez for the rest of this tournament. Mexico's going to miss him dearly moving forward. All right, any other comments here? Gerardo got me going on a little soccer. And double stopping in here. and double right. And nobody even talked about, by the way, the Live Tour went off without a hitch down there in Nashville. Pretty good event for the Live Tour, except for John Rahm. He decided to take all that money and a little bit more different type of coverage. took the money, the Live Tour. They run some drones over their feed a little bit for camera work. And, well, one of the drones kind of made too much noise, even though we play music when we're teeing off. And John Rahm was complaining about the drones because he hit a bad shot. You made the move, John. This is how we're covering it over on the Live Tour. So get used to it, buddy. All right. Let's see what else. Speaking of buddies, there's my buddy Dave. He made it. There he is. And he says something's wrong with YouTube. I hope not. Although I did see a lot of complaints actually with YouTube sports dudes like me. And there Doubles says, you know what? Maybe they will. Yeah, it's a little bit different, right? Doubles and the women, though. And I'm sure that Team USA will be a huge favorite over Team WNBA, but it will be cool to see Clark and Reese. You'd imagine that those two ladies will be on the court probably a good 20 minutes together with a chance for everyone. And the if it is all about being competitive, if that's what we're all about, right? And you got the two ladies that, okay, if you really did take a look, as good as Clark is, maybe you treat her with a little bit, hey, you'll be on next time, right? And maybe it would be fun for those two players to find a way to team up to pull off a huge upset in that game. So, and again, Clark could still make the team if someone's injured or whatnot. Here's an interesting thought. Now, there is no way, I guess, that Caitlin Clark can lose this Rookie of the Year award. Could she? If you compare the statistics right now of Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese, yeah, I think Clark has her, but not by much. And the impact statistics that Reese is putting up, if you took the blind resume, I don't know if you could separate these two players right now. I think if you look at the stats, you'd know which one is which. But if you did not know which one is which, you could not differentiate which player has, I think, better statistics right now. Yeah, we know that Reese has trouble shooting at this point. But I think that when you're a player that, look, I'm amazed sometimes at the angles that she goes up with and the ball still goes in. Does she miss a lot of them? In a way, she kind of does, but I think she'll improve on that a little bit. I think just dealing with a little bit different type of quality player when she's in there, mixing it up with her offensive rebounds. She's obviously one of the best offensive rebounders in the sport. All right. How about that, Dave, yesterday with Diaz? So, no, there definitely was. But what it is that you look at his hand, Dave. They showed a close up. It looks startling when you see it, but it's not unlike most pitchers' hands. Just whatever the formula is for Diaz of sweat and rosin and dirt was more sticky than that particular umpire has seen, right? So the umpires, they're not singling people out. I think they're just making comparisons. You feel everybody's hand and you draw the line. This is what it looks like to me. Maybe there's I couldn't even comment on if there was some ulterior motive for that umpire. I would think not. Just I touched the glove. This one's more stickier than all of them I've ever felt in the last month. You're gone. But it's just weird that Diaz has all these different things coming up here a little bit. So all right. And let's see what else we got here. Elijah, no Luis Eisenhower here, no WNBA. We're gonna take one day off for the big game tomorrow. Hey, I didn't, I missed you, Tony. Missed you last night. I didn't get to do any WNBA previews, but what I did get to do is still try to play a little poker. I haven't made it to my $10,000 buy-in yet at the World Series, but I did watch Big Honey. Man, Big Honey. If anybody's familiar with this poker player, really, he's been on the scene here a little bit for a couple years, but man, he's really broken through at the World Series right now. Big Honey, the East Carolina man, there winning his bracelet last night. It just was a big $250,000 buy-in tournament. So I did like that. I did enjoy that quite a bit. He won $5 million for his first place. So I know poker on TV is a thing of the past, but I still like it. Justin, hello. And Terrell. Right. And I will say that. So, Mike, yeah, I'm talking about a little bit. So we credited them for kind of getting through there, and but how do these people get? We've had two interruptions now here in the PGA Tour here of late, and Thomas did say Tommy Fleetwood there on the uh, live event. And Stop Geo here today. He stopped Geo's wondering if we're going to do the White Sox in that game against the Dodgers. Twisted's ready to roll. Twisted's got a new freaking. Now I got to look at this avatar. What is this? Oh, Batman's. Wait a minute. Twisted is Batman? Oh, man. Twisted, I'm really. I don't know how to say this. I'm really. Thank you, Twisted, if that is Batman. I'm really happy with your contributions as Twisted. I don't know what to say. I'm a little bit startled by that, but if that is Batman, I'm really happy that you've done a great job as Twisted with great comments. Thank you so much, man. I really appreciate that. Even if you didn't, I don't want to say it like that, but um, I don't want to get it wrong, Twisted, because you volunteered about those uh, uh, thumbnails and all that, but I didn't know and maybe I just have it wrong. But Batman was such a troublesome. Uh, I don't. Okay, George, hello, Yelich here talking about baseball yesterday, and Luis ready to go with Columbia. Hey, the only team I might be like better than the Columbia men's team is the Columbia women's team. Stephen Beer, hello. I like the Familia Equipa. Juan Laster today. Jeff, I'm okay with Reese a little bit still. I'm really hot, I'm really disappointed sometimes in her. Even yesterday when she was, what do they call it when you make the mad face at somebody? You guys, the mean face, and she did it to a player yesterday. But you know what? The men do that too. I'm trying to, but it just, I'd say don't force it. Don't force it. That's what looks bad when you're forcing it. Thank you, Juan, as well. Everybody was on the White Sox yesterday, and our man did not look good there on the mound. We were like, this guy, I was like, this man is going to be one of the White Sox greatest starter you'll see. And we're going to have another situation with the White Sox today. All right, Joseph Thompson. Hello, Zordan says, who do you think will win if not? So here's the thing I had mentioned, just talking about the potential teams for it. I said if you like the Seattle Storm, for example, here right now, they're going to go on a 9-game homestand here in a moment. They're a nice team to bet on here at this point to win the WNBA championship. I don't know if any team is better than the Aces. We know that, they got to a slow start, but they're already back. It does seem like, and it does seem like right now you would just say at this point, what Aces, Liberty, Connecticut's got a good record, but they did play a weaker schedule so far. So I think you got to put you could have the Connecticut Sun up there. Minnesota Lynx, very very hot at this point. Seattle also coming through. Phoenix, man, this is just crazy, right? You have 12 teams in the WNBA, and I think because the Aces have started them in a hole a little bit. They're going to have to work their way up to get some playoff home games. Remember the WNBA structure the way it is with the 12 teams, so they do, going to have to come through with out playing everybody in the second half, and who knows what's going to happen. We have the Olympic break and all that, so I would think that a lot of teams probably hold some value here against with the Aces. Zordan's put me on the spot here, and Zordan's nice enough to come by. He's here a lot. I almost want to take another day. Oh my God, Zordan! I've never looked at the avatar up close, and it's very intimidating. But I would say, I really put me on the spot. I guess I can say Liberty, comfortably, and not slight any of those teams. But they do have, when you have maybe the second best player, maybe the best player in the world on the team, right in Brianna Stewart. I don't think there's any decline necessarily in Brianna Stewart's game. And if anything, she's kind of been overlooked since the trade to New York. I don't think in terms of how great a player she is, but just to think that MVP caliber player was traded to the New York Liberty a season and a half ago, and supposed to bring him a championship probably. So I think the Liberty certainly, we'll see the Liberty tomorrow night, obviously, in that game against the Minnesota Lynx, the Commissioner's Cup game tomorrow night. We have the spread. We'll preview it tomorrow, but the big money game for the ladies with the Liberty, now a 5-point favorite, and the total 161.5 tomorrow. Then no games on Wednesday, and we're back in action on Thursday in the W. All right, Darren right here. Good morning. Hello, Lingowick. Got you guys rolling here a little bit today. A little bit. Andrew Damp here. Skeens, real tough break, right? I mean, you got Skeens and they get tagged with a loss playing him, but no fault of Skeens, right? I mean, just go out there and do what you have to do. Steven says, will this be the best finals in the history of the NHL? I think it'll be one that will be talked about if Edmonton capitalizes. If Florida holds on, I don't think it'll be as talked about. And I don't know if it will be. I don't know if 3 wins by one team, 3 wins by the other, and then 1 game 7, unless it's some incredible overtime game, would be the best finals in the history of the NHL. But I think one of the most notable of this era, right? Because we really haven't seen I don't know, off the charts finals, maybe of late. I don't know. All right, and I'm almost caught up. Thanks everybody for some great talk here early on. Ray Otachi here. Justin says he'll take him. He'll take the Liberty for that other team. And there's some volatility in the WNBA playoffs a little bit with the shorter series, somewhat as well. And these other teams are very, very interesting. That I meant the ones that I mentioned pretty much, right? The ones that are the second. I think Minnesota and Seattle are more interesting than Connecticut. Connecticut's an awesome, team, and their record should not be overlooked. They might not have some of the, you look at some of the players, Seattle certainly has a superstar scorer in Gumake and a good supporting cat, Lowell and Lloyd too, right? I mean, this team can light it up. And Minnesota also looking pretty solid. All right. Nate said Panthers pull the rug from the Oilers. Sorry, I flipped that one on there pretty quick, Nate. Good to have you. And yeah, there's problems in Reese's game. I mean, the shooting percentage is not what it needs to be. She will not pass. That'll be the one thing if they go down, and even if Reese continues to have this incredible. Remember, she has set the WNBA record for most double doubles in a row by a rookie, but this is a record-setting season in the WNBA, not just in attendance, but in statistics by several players. But funny, yesterday, we joked about that first game, and it did come true yesterday. That first game when they played, right, this was a third game between the Sky and the Fever. That first game, we said, oh, it's a huge ticket, but at game time, there was some tickets in the nosebleeds there. They're like, I can get it for $7 or something like that. Not last night. I checked right before game time, about 20 minutes, man, and the cheapest on a couple of the side, about $250 for 2 seats. So it was maybe $125 to get in, and some of the higher. So that's pretty darn good. And again, just graded. Andrew Damp, yeah, how about that blast by Vientos last night? That thing went way out there. That thing kept going, and we did have a premium pick winner yesterday. There. So look at Stephen Beer. He's just saying, you know what, I'll just fade the aces here, basically. I don't know about looking gas, but again, here's another thing that's interesting, Stephen, about your comment. Remember, what team will send the most players on that Olympic team? right? Here, yeah, every good team is going to be impacted. Here, several teams will be impacted by those players, but no one will send more players over than the aces. Those players will all play extra games, and um, it's still going to be, they still play hard and everything. Yeah, they don't play as many minutes, but it's a month in Spain. There could be worse vacations, right? It's not, they don't anticipate being challenged for the gold medal. The United States are huge favorites in women's basketball. We think of the men as a great team, but because of whatever the complacency and attitude, I don't think you see that from the women, quite frankly, in international play right now. Anyway, for the men, yeah, I think you do. I think the men are almost fades to a certain extent. There will be times when the men will win games, I'm sure, and a couple of their games by 40 or 50 points against a couple of opponents. But when you get the United States men up against other basketball playing nations that have star players, and the U.S. you know thinks they're the U.S. or something, right? And you're going up against uh, teams like, Spain or Croatia, right? So you're going to have some tough games in there. And the U.S. is going to have their work cut out for them, actually, in my opinion, to win a gold medal in men's basketball. They are favored and they better win. But I don't know if they'll go undefeated necessarily because they feel like they kind of, and whichever team does end up upsetting them, it'll probably be that team that ends up facing them in a gold medal game, and there'll be questions. All right, thanks everybody. I'm all caught up. Let's go over to TonySpicks.com. I can only talk for an hour here and get the show rolling, but I love to have you guys here and talk all about different sports. That's what I love. And I'm taking advantage of the opportunity to talk sports with you guys here. Let's take a look at TonySpicks.com and see who was on. Hey, guess what? Ramon Scott was on the handicapper leaderboards again. Pretty good roll here for me in Major League Baseball, even though I got one game I lost or two games I got. Uh, there we go. Here we go. TonySpicks.com. There's Mark Butterscotch Eubanks. Hello, Butterscotch, on top of the handicapper leaderboards. The big, big day right there. Great job. 73% for Butterscotch. And there I am. 67% yesterday. 2-1 in the WNBA. Yeah, it was that late game, the Chicago game that I got beat on yesterday by a point or two. What was it? There right at the end. I was just so interested. I like to sweat my bets, but I just thought it was such a great game there. Oh, we had Chicago minus 1.5, and we lost that one by a half a point. Couldn't make those free throws down the stretch, and actually Chicago, I thought, outplayed Indiana there, and just spotted them that lead, and just goes to show. I thought that Indiana's on a pretty good run, but I think both those teams are probably still pretty good. It's just the top-heavy teams here a little bit. Okay, here Stephen wants to talk about Stephen, hey, we did cover a little bit of T20 coverage here, but now that the U.S., they got to the second group stage and they went 0-3, so I don't think anybody here was too interested. Yeah, I could probably keep a little bit of viewership on that monologue when I talked about the United States winning that big upset over Pakistan. But I think right now, Stephen, everyone's kind of moved on from the T20 tournament, even though it's been, even though the United States is the home team or the host team. Well, actually, United States and West Indies, of course. The Windies, maybe my favorite team because of when cricket. I was kind of always that guy who liked other sports, so I liked good teams. And back when I was young and trying to find cricket matches, anytime it was on, I liked to watch it and say, "Oh, I'm Mr. Cricket." But to see West Indies, because U.S. was always terrible and they're still bad, but West Indies, great teams that they had with some of my favorite players of all time, like Viv Richards and Sean Gale. So always a big fan of Windies cricket, and I got Windies shirt. All right, let's see here. Okay, and let's keep running. Ron Crawford here yesterday, 5-2. Good day for Ron. Joseph Schultz, another undefeated day there. Hollywood Sam, 4-1. There's Ron Hahn. Ron Hahn, 4-2. Jerry Lewis up there, 3-1. There's Sean Dinwiddie in the profit there yesterday. Solo Malone as well, and Brandon Check coming in with an underdog yesterday. For the last 7 days, it's Joseph Schultz, real strong. Great job, Joseph. 24-10 record, 13 2/3 units. Hey, Ramon Scott is number 2 on the handicapper leaderboards over the last 7 days, up 8, almost 9 units. Ruben Marlborough, 70% here, over 70% with 8 1/4 units. Brandon Check is up there, 370. Jonathan Solo Malone, Hollywood Sam, Ron Crawford, the OG Cappers VIP, Tony's Picks VIP, and Daniel Walasachuk. Last 30 days here at Tony'sPicks.com. It's Brandon Check on top of the handicapper leaderboards, up 14 units since he's rejoined the team. Joseph Schultz is up there, 12 1/4 units. And hey, Ramon Scott's up 10 units over the last 30 days. Most of that damage has been done here in the last 2 weeks as I've been finally heating up here in Major League Baseball. Maybe now that we got all those playoffs over, I don't know. I should be better all the time, but also creeping up on those yearly leaderboards again. I'm sure I'll end up there. Come on. Ruben Marlborough, 9.5 units. Ron Hahn as well. Click on the All Cappers tab. That's where you'll find all the handicappers here at Tony'sPicks.com. Click on their handicapper profile page, and that's how you get signed up. I'll have premium picks today in Major League Baseball. That's it, right? Really, today, Major League Baseball is what we're going to be looking at. We're going to look at 12 games right now. Hopefully, bring you 12 winners. We had more winners. I'm finally heating up here on the show with you guys, with your guys' help yesterday. Maybe Team Steam maybe took it on the chin in a couple yesterday. And yeah, I think I did have one over the crew, but still, you guys, good picks yesterday. All right, let's get this started and get the show going. Because geez, how long can I talk for? But so many interesting things here in the summer, right? That's what I said at the beginning of the monologue. There, just a lot of sports. If you like sports, we definitely have a lot of sports to talk about. And let's talk about this one. All right, the Oilers will take on the Panthers here today. I'm going to put the 5.5 total. I don't know why I try to get all cute there. I think most books are going to try to toe the line here with 5.5 over severely juiced to the under, because that's the danger in a game 7 of this magnitude. That 5th goal, everyone's expecting tight. Everybody's tight. I'm tight right now. As a matter of fact, just thinking about the game and waiting for it here all day with the Oilers and the Panthers. I don't know. I kind of want to share with you guys a little bit of my dilemma. I mean, I've got a, nice score coming if the Panthers can win, but, about a 10-1 back in February. So you can imagine just a regular, I'm on here and yeah, maybe I don't make as big a bets as you, but I make maybe more bets than you. But in a futures play, I definitely like to take some long shots and try to use those later on. I don't like to take any favorites really in season long futures. So I'm on the Panthers at 10-1 to win it all. And we're going to get a nice sum, but I feel like I've got to take a little bit on the Oilers now. Here in the game tonight, you see that total at 5.5 under 50, and that's what is the problem here in this one. Whether you think the Oilers or the Panthers can win, once you get to 2-1 in a game 7, that could be like 5 goals automatically, right? Because the empty net situation in game 7 is going to be a little bit more extreme than even sometimes you've seen when 2 goals have been scored in the empty net situation. You could pull your goalie down if you're down 2-1, it obviously waits a little longer. If you're 2-1 down, you might be in the last 3 or 4 minutes. But if you're 3-1 down, man, that really gets a little bit sketchy where they pull that goalie, 7 or 8 minutes sometimes, making sure they got to get that goal. So just a little bit of the dangers in playing with a game 7 of this magnitude. And um, again, we know what's happened here. The first 3 games go to the Panthers. They have the depth over the Oilers for sure. The Oilers with superstar Connor McDavid. The Panthers, barring a hat trick by someone here, Connor McDavid is going to be the MVP of the Stanley Cup playoffs. Remember, a lot of people forget that the most valuable player award in the NHL is given to the player that performed best throughout the entire postseason, not just in the finals, even though it's arguable that McDavid could be the best player in the NHL finals as well. Funny, people look at that goal column and they think Connor didn't show. And sure, there were a game or two where maybe we needed that goal from Connor that we didn't get and no one else was able to come through. So maybe there was a little bit of responsibility on his end there, but no one's going to fault this man at this point. He is the biggest star in the game here, in the world, feels like, to a certain extent, with some all due respect to a couple other, maybe 1 or 2 other players. But uh, it does seem apropos that McDavid here, with his moment, but he's going to need to do it on the road, and he needs the other players to shine here as well. Probably needs, big performance from his partner Draisaitl and crew. So I'm on the Panthers here as my play. Obviously, nothing I can no, like my majority of the play will be on the Panthers. I might get creative with the Oilers at plus a goal, but again, the empty net is such a bizarre thing in the postseason. So uh, I'm just. I guess I'm kind of stuck with my future. If that's okay with everyone, to make my play one holding on, one last hope for the Panthers. I can't deny the great momentum of the Oilers. Still going to be facing, even though the Oilers crowd, if you had to have a rabid crowd meter, they might be, have the advantage on the Panthers in that one when they're at home. But the Panthers will still be at home. They'll still have a loud crowd. Remember, the road teams have been so strong in the Stanley Cup playoffs, no doubt about it. Let's get your plays. I think I've made my call there, and I think we're going to go premium in this one tonight. But just see who's on the game here. David will take the under. Here's Justin going over 5. And, we know that you're paying a price on 5 too, right? That's the crazy thing. This is, look, the bookmakers, they're going to have a pretty good day with this one, especially on that total, right? Let's just set it at 5 under 40. We'll put it at 5.5 under 40, and we'll put it at 5 over 40 or 5 over 50, and we'll just collect all that cash is what it feels like when you get it down this low. The bookmakers have a huge straddle on the total. So, but I'm still probably going to be willing to make a play on the total. And Steven says he'll take the under and the money line. Mike is probably going to the regulation tie. Wouldn't that be exciting? Dave likes the under with the Oilers, it sounds like here. So that's me and Justin. I mean, I don't know, maybe Justin and I placed the bet on the same day. It feels like the way me and Justin roll. But still, I do feel like I'm gotta bet him a little bit here. I do want to take advantage of a good play. I think at 10-1 when I made that play, I thought that the Panthers, that was a good price, and I want to be rewarded at this point for my and waiting those 3 games. Didn't do too much hedging there. A little bit, yeah, maybe tasted the Oilers a little bit in those games, just to massage it. Oilers for Fernando here. And here's the other great point by Jeff. If you're looking to get involved, maybe in some, in some unders, especially like the first period here, you got, those games 7, maybe more, even more intense than the others, right? Maybe bet those first 2 periods individually. Get the third period out of there where you're going to have some bizarre, could have, it's not real. It's hard to say, not real hockey, right? But again, in the empty net situation in a game 7, even more so in any regular season, it's just more extreme. You're desperate, you want to win, and it's part of the game. Dre on the under. Oilers in OT. It goes over that one thing about NHL hockey, man. Hey, if we want the best series of all time, what if we get 2 overtime? What if we get 3 overtimes or something crazy like that? Hey, you want to say hello to Black Eagle Lenore. He values my pick so bad, so good. Our Thompson's here. We're ready, Black Eagle. We're on him here, I think. We're on the picks. So, all right, Art Tom's Panthers. Here's Yelich on Edmonton. These were picks right here. Steam playing. Baseball steam rolling in. Probably should get rolling here on some of these a little bit. Let's recite them here because there are a couple plays that I'm interested in. Baseball steam here. I'll take off the hockey graphic. We'll roll the baseball. I think you got all your hockey in here. If you have one more, let me know. But Black Eagle wants these baseball plays. Philadelphia and the Tigers taking steam here right now to the under. That's what we're going to be giving out here momentarily. So, hey, if you want to roll with Ramon, if you want to pick right now, I mean, I'm going to be going with Philadelphia and Detroit. The total of 8.5 has already dipped to 8 over, and I like under with Philadelphia and Detroit. So you want to pick, there it is. Steam right now, Philadelphia and Detroit under 8.5. Right now, I'm showing 8s popping up all over. This is why you're here on the morning Steam, not just about the picks with Ramon. We want to bring you some great picks. 8 over 15 right now at Bovada, 8 over 15 at South Point, 8.5 under 15 at the Circa, but they're moving to 8 over 15. Yeah, there goes Circa to 8 over 15. So that seems official that the steam is on right there in the under in that game, and that's what I like. Let's get rolling with the baseball. Oh, let me see. I have one more steam play that rolled in while I was talking. Maybe you guys heard it in the background. So mention it here because I mentioned it. I like to mention it when it's going to be my pick. And as Thomas Lewis knows, we're always ahead of the curve. So probably 75% of the time, the steam is going to be my pick. Yeah, am I a steam chaser? Yes, but I'm often already on that side because I'm ingrained to already know that line move. I mean, I studied study the screen overnight. You guys, it's not just something I'm making up. You look at the numbers, you see how they're going. You know which way it's going. Anyways, Oakland and the Angels took over steam at 8.5, and we are already seeing 9 under 15 at Circa. So I'm going to go over in the Angels game with Medina and Canning. We'll preview it in just a moment. Let's get rolling here on all the games, all 12 games here today. And start with the Guardians taking on the Orioles with Tanner Bybee going up against the rookie here in Povich. But the Orioles going to be favored here in this one by $1.20. Let me make sure I get the right line here because this one definitely is another one that's gone under here in this one with the Guardians and the Orioles. That's what I'm going to do is go with the under. So I've already missed out on some good prices here. It looks like I'm showing this one has fallen all the way to 8 under 15 at Circa right now. 8 over a few places, 8 over 15. So you can still get an okay price if you're following with me here and want to go under with the Guardians and the Orioles. But that's where the move is definitely so far. Was 8.5. I could actually. I don't want to get too crazy because that would still be but we could see this line touch 7.5 over 25, maybe 7 over 20, maybe as the main line. I think there's still room to breathe here. I almost want to go with a premium in this one. I'm just not sure of the side. I'm showing handicappers favor Cleveland in this one, but about 63% of the handicappers that I surveyed overnight. It was pretty easy to get a survey with so few games today. I'm showing handicappers preferring Cleveland here with Bybee. Bybee has a 3.45 ERA in his last 5 starts. Cleveland's 12-3 with Bybee on the mound this season. A 5-game winning streak right now for the Guardians. They're back on it here, and all of a sudden the Orioles have dropped. We saw them drop the 3 straight games here over the weekend. Orioles 9-4 in series openers. That sounds pretty good. They're 25-14 at home this season, but Cleveland 23-17 on the road. Cleveland's gone over in 6 of their last 7. Baltimore's gone over in 7 of their last 10, but I'm going to go under. Bybee's gone under in 7 of his last 10 starts overall. Povich, we'll see. He had 3 starts so far and a 4 ERA, just under a 4 ERA, and an 0-1 record, but the Orioles have won 2 of his 3 starts. So I'm going to go under here, and maybe I'm saving a premium. Maybe I'm not giving it all away, but what do we got? We got Dre on the O's here. And it looks like Dave on the under. Jerry's on the Orioles here today, but Darren's on Cleveland, and so is Justin. Too many good hitters on these lineups, says Yelich. Fernando's on the Guardians and under. Jeff's on the Guardians. Maybe it feels like Guardians. And well, Sports Money, the reason why this is not a replay is because the date is right there on the thing, and the reason why Sports Money I always have to ask is it just says a pregame. I didn't know what day I was on. All right, don't make me laugh, Sports Money. Thank you so much for stopping by and having me on your shows. I can't wait to join you guys again next time. I'm camera shy, believe it or not, but let's get over there with the guys. Thank you, Sports Money. Should be a great night tonight with Sports Money. I'm going to be hanging out with those guys for sure with Game 7 tonight. I'll be bringing you all kinds of stupid things in the chat that I can think of and try to distract everybody. So you better read all my comments. All right, Fiddlehead's on Cleveland here. And Thomas doesn't know what he's going to do but he's going to do it. He's going to put the Guardians as a consensus play. Okay, look, I'm looking for premiums, and if you think that Team Steam here with the Guardians today at minus $1.05, Lingo Wick here today is on the team total over. We did have some. Don't forget, we did have some Orioles support. Jerry was on the Orioles, and Dre was on the Orioles too, but what did it go here? We had Guardians support with Darren and Justin and Fernando and Jeff and Fiddlehead. That's 5-2. And also Thomas also probably did it at 6-2. So that's 75%, Thomas. So I'm not questioning Thomas Lewis. I mean, like I said yesterday, look, I love all you guys in the chat. I'm so honored that you guys come in here and hang out with me a little bit. But Thomas, there's a special place for you, my man. If there was a Morning Steam Hall of Fame, other than maybe that first partner I had, you'd be right in there as well. So thank you so much for everything you do. All right, I'm on the under. Let's keep it rolling. Let's go next to the Phillies taking on the Tigers with Nola and Mize in this one. You got Nola here on the road, $1.65 against the Tigers. What? Well, I mean, I know we got Nola, and maybe Mize has shown some weakness here of late. I'm showing handicappers are practically unanimous so far on the Phillies. I'm having a hard time finding any pro cappers hawking picks, hawk two and picks here with the Tigers today with Mize, a 5.32 ERA in his last 5 starts and an 0-2 record. Tigers are 8-6 with Mize on the mound this season, but Detroit now has lost 10 of their last 15 games so far. They've gone under in 7 of their last 9, but Mize has been an over pitcher pretty much, over in 5 of his last 6 starts. The Phillies have gone over in 5 of their last 7 1.7. Nola, a 5 ERA over his last 4 starts, but a couple of wins in those games. Phillies still 12-3 with Nola on the mound. He's gone under in 6 of his last 9. A couple of 4 starts in his career against the Tigers and a 1.4 ERA and 2-0 record. Let's see if you guys got anything here. I might have to update the total because I want to be fair, and I think it's mostly gone down to 8/15, 8/20. There are 8.5s out there, and if you want to roll with Ramon, you might take another under here. I'm going to go under. We had some unders yesterday. Look, I'm not just going to flow all the unders and see how it goes. I mean, we saw the day before a bunch of runs, but on Sunday and maybe here today, at least in this one, if it's 8 over, my model's got a lot of 7.5s there in this one, so I feel pretty good about this game with Nola needing kind of a bounce back effort. It feels like to me here. And, for Detroit, it does feel like a little bit of skid here at this point from some of their decent play. Let's see what we got. Nate, no, I did. Nate, I did see one, and I did comment on one, actually. I just flashed it up there so fast. I don't remember. What was one of the first things we were talking about? You're here, brother. You are here. You are an OG. Thomas is on Philadelphia here, and here's Luis on the Tigers today. Alec, oh man, how about that bomb yesterday from Bomb? Hit a big one there. And also, how about Jerry Norris here on the Phillies, and Dre's on the Phillies as well. Curtis says, what was the hockey pick? And we went with we're on Florida. What can I say? I'm on Florida still. Here's Fiddlehead on the Phillies. Jeff got the Phillies. Wake up, Thomas. Lots of Phillies. Here's a team total over on the Phillies. I don't think Thomas racks them. Hey, guys, Justin is a lot like your grandmother. He's on Facebook. All right, I'm gonna find him now. I need friends. All kinds of Philly here, man. This is gonna be a Philly. I'll take the. I think I'm gonna take the under here in this one, you guys. If you guys are gonna be all on Philly, maybe I'll steam it up and roll with it as a premium here today. But for me, I'll take the under in this one with Nola and Mize. Yes, Nola numbers are a little bit higher than what we're used to, but I'm not really worried about him. I'm more worried about Mize. But 2 games, 2 consensus plays from you guys, Team Steam, Mariners, and why? You know what? I think I have the Thomas Lewis autocorrect on. Every time I type in Woo, it seems to be coming out Wood. I don't know if I should say that on YouTube. But for Woo here and Bradley, the Mariners here, road favorite in this one, and Tampa Bay here. Let me take a look. It could be a pick 'em. Actually, oh, no, the money. Out of the books that are showing a favorite, I think they're showing the Mariners as the slight favorite right now. Yeah, and the total 7.5 under 15. I feel okay with that. Let's preview this one in American League Ball with Woo and Bradley in this one. So, thank you. Now here's Woo. He has a 1.67 ERA in 7 starts. Woo has been pretty decent, no doubt about it. 6-1 are the Mariners with Woo on the mound. Seattle, though, has lost 4 of their last 5 games. They're just 18-23 on the road and 5-8 in series openers. Woo has gone over in 5 of 7 starts, but compare that to Taj Bradley, who's gone under in 7 of 8 starts this season. Bradley has had some struggles, some ups and some downs. He's in a pretty good Way right now with a 3 ERA in his last 3 starts. The Rays are 4-4 with Bradley on the mound. 2 career starts for Bradley against the Mariners, an 8.38 earned run average. Let's see if you've got anything here on Seattle and Tampa. I might be going Ramon style here. It might be 3 games, 3 unders here for me at this point. And let's take a look here with this one. Here's Jeff on Seattle here on the road. Mike might have Woo here. And right, there have been some good wood out there, right? I think Kerry Wood. Kerry Wood. Oh, I think we can stop the conversation right there when you're talking about wood. Has there been a better wood in the major leagues than Kerry Wood? You guys, Luis here on the under. How about Ray's money line? Here's Dave on the under. Lots of under here with me on this one. Maybe under. That's, if you count me, that's 4 unders in this game. Here's the thing. I'm showing the total right there on screen at 7.5 under 15, but that is not the total. I don't. Well, it is still. I really think this game will be going down to 7. It does feel like to me. I feel like this one is going to go down to like 7 over 20. It feels like. And let's see here. So I'll take the under, but man, here's Andrew. He likes a Nerfy here in this one. For Woo, he's 1 for 7 so far, allowed a run and just 1 of 7. And for Bradley, he's 2 for 8, not great. Sports Money says, what about James Wood? Was that? Well, I mean, he's not better than Kerry Wood. The Nationals, what is that guy, an outfielder? Oh, he might be talking about James Woods, the actor turned poker player. Here's Dre wanting an under as well. And Nate says, don't forget about Woods Richardson. I'm speaking specifically of Wood. I think we better move on before I have to get out the primer. And Dave says, do I not like Bradley? I think I've been pretty okay. I think I've supported Bradley a little bit, but I think there's certainly some inconsistency there right now that we're seeing in Bradley. We're obviously on a good one right now, so I think that's good. And I think Bradley moving forward, no, I think I would say I like Bradley. I would say that Bradley, I think the Rays are pretty happy where they are right now with Bradley's at this point of his career. I still think, young here, it feels like to me, and big time potential, it feels like. And there's a good one to you, Alex Wood, the Giants pitcher. Okay, I don't know if we can go. Hey, come on, you guys. Look, if you guys, don't remember, Kerry Wood. Now, I know I'm a little bit older than you guys, but you're talking about a man who played, 15 years in the major leagues and had some of the, had some really strong performances. Remember the 20 strikeouts. Don't forget tying Roger Clemens. That's all right. Well, okay, fair enough. Copter wins. Maybe Kerry Wood and Wilbur Wood, maybe equal. Maybe Kerry Wood, maybe still, but Copter wins, especially because Copter have never come in and commented at all or anything. Maybe one, I don't know, maybe one. I don't think Copper's been. And Copper comes in saying, God damn it, Wilbur Wood. So Copter wins no matter what. Even if you did compare Kerry Wood and Wilbur Wood, and maybe Kerry Wood, would come out on top there and but Wilbur Wood certainly was pretty good too. I say was, I want to see, it almost makes me want to look up if Wilbur Wood is still around. It's close. God, oh my God, we're not going to play that game, are we? We're not going to play Dead or Alive here. The Milwaukee Brewers gets off this topic. All right. I'm going to play Dead or Alive right now with Wilbur Wood. Actually, I want to say dead, but I don't know. Oh, that's embarrassing. All right. A little before my time, I know that, but he did have he is known. He's one of those knuckleballers. All right, yeah, that's right, Dave. I think Wilbur was one of my friend Karen's favorite players, right? Or I don't know if he was a white because he was a White Sox for all those years too. All right, all right. Thanks, you guys. There's Darren on Seattle. Um, here. So, all right. And look, I don't know. I don't think Thomas went for it, but I'm going to be on the under. We got a few others on the under here in this one with the Mariners and the Rays. That's okay. I'll just take it as a pick here on the show. And I know it's a little hard for us to get on some Ramon Scott totals for a consensus play, but that's okay. Leave it to me. I'll handle the totals around here. Here's the Pirates taking on the Reds with Brady Falter going up against Spires. We saw Spires, in his first start there. We've seen Spires before. He's not new necessarily, but maybe this season getting our first look at him as a starter here. He's definitely been pitched before in the major leagues, but it was his first start last week against these Pirates. Remember, he gave up 4 runs in 6 innings of work, and the Pirates won that game. For Brady Falter, he's got a 6 ERA in his last 3 starts, all losses for Falter. Pittsburgh has lost 5 straight on the road with Falter on the mound. Pirates have won 5 of their last 6 series openers. They've gone under in 12 of their last 15 games overall. The Reds have gone under in 13 of their last 16 games overall. No wonder I'm on a roll in Major League Baseball. These teams are crushing the unders. The Reds have lost 6 of their last 8 games overall coming into this one. Maybe you have some comments here. Falter has 2 career. No, I mentioned that the 4 career starts. Yeah. Okay, here with the Pirates and the Reds. Here's Justin on the Reds, and here's Thomas Lewis on the Reds. Justin says Pirates 1-6 following a skiing start, and yeah, it does look like they kind of get up for him a little bit. No matter what happened yesterday, the offense, not coming through for their man, and they had for the most part come through for Skeens. Don't need a lot of offense, but you need some. And Fernando on the Reds. Andrew's going with the Reds, and he's going with a bomb here from Steer. He's got a Steer bomb. Jeff likes the over in this one. Dave says the Reds will just keep stealing those bases right now, especially here against the Pirates. And Fiddlehead on the Reds. Wow, a lot of Reds support. Here's an under, though, from Angelo. Man, you guys are hot on the Reds. And Luis said, what did Ramon take on the last game? It's under, Luis. 3 games, 3 unders for me. Can I do it again here with you guys? I don't know if I can. The widely reported steam did come in on the over in this one. They moved on. They moved on 9.5, and you see the line there. There's a lot of 10s out there. It's all 10s, baby. It's all 10s. We're expecting 10 in Cincinnati today. It's certainly juiced to the under here a little bit, but you got a 10 on the board. Boy, that almost for me, it might be one of those where I don't know if I can put it as a pick, but I might bet it under. Let's see. We'll get maybe your picks, man. This is going to be consensus from Thomas. I know it. Just judging from all these Reds, and maybe that's what I got to do. Maybe I just got to go with the Reds here at this point. I was, I'm willing to switch to the Red. I mean, I was coming on here thinking I was going to be cool and maybe go with the Pirates, but I'm willing to roll with Team Steam here a little bit, the way you guys have been picking. Luis is on the Reds. Nathan says, there it is. Isn't that 75%? Thomas goes under here in this one. And there it is. Man, we're going to be betting a lot today here, it looks like, with Team Steam. And, oops. All right, you guys, let's take a shot here, maybe. I'll take the Reds with you guys. I'm switching show pick. Sometimes I just got to roll the dice, so to speak, with with Thomas. We're gonna roll the dice. So maybe we should roll the dice, Thomas, on this one. But I'll roll with Team Steam. Let's take the Reds today. Here. All right. Nate will go Pirates. If I'd have known that, Nate, maybe I would have hung out there with the Bucks today. I wasn't too hot. I do like the total in this game, maybe to go premium with it. You guys know what's going on. So I'll just roll with Team Steam. We'll take the Reds here. All right, next up, Blue Jays and the Red Sox. And I think, are we going to get, let's see here. Oops. All right, let's see here. Are we going to get, what is the situation here for the Blue Jays with their pitching today? This was supposed to be Chris Bassett's position, right? Yeah, okay. Bassett.
Final.
Update it here. All right. Update my board. Sorry about that, you guys. Just give me a moment here. I don't know why I didn't have Bassett lined up in there. Was I right now? I'm showing one line service, showing actually undecided. So, could Bassett get an opener? Is that a possibility here in this one? Right now, Circa doesn't even have the game on the board here at this point. So maybe there are some question marks surrounding this game coming in. We'll see, but we'll preview it as if Chris Bassett is going to be in there. Just want to look at one other quick note here. Maybe you guys are telling me what's going on, and I should be paying attention to you, not fiddling around. In trying to figure things out. All right. For Bassett, he's got a 3.52 ERA, but he's been really strong here of late. A 1.50 ERA in his last 6 starts and a 3-0 record. Bassett, when he's on his game, he's about as good as he gets sometimes in the major leagues. And when he's off, he could be a bit loose for sure. But right now, Bassett looking pretty good. 4 career starts against Boston, a 2.33 ERA and a 2-0 record. Blue Jays coming in here struggling, having lost 8 of their last 10 games. For Tanner Houck, he's been one of the best stories in the major leagues right now, considering his expectations. I think we all thought that Tanner Houck had something like this maybe in him, but had yet to see the kind of what he's really been doing here. 2.33 ERA in his last 6 starts and a 4-0 record. Boston is 10-5 behind Tanner Houck this season. The Red Sox are on an opposite trend right now, having won 9 of their last 11 games. The teams going in opposite directions and a pretty good price. Only draw again. I always mention the series openers because there's a little bit to it, especially on travel. Now here Boston is at home, but Boston and home series openers this season 1-11. Is that a tight? Are my numbers correct? I do all this with my own data entry, so I might double check it. But man, Red Sox 1-11 in home openers. Maybe you got some comments here with the Blue Jays and the Red Sox. Here's Thomas on Boston and Dre's on Boston. Andrew's on Boston. Everyone's loving all Boston. Nate says Boston. Tyrone will go under here a little bit. There's Boston, everybody Boston. Whew, man, this is some Boston. All right, hey, there's Sincerely. Nice to see Sincerely. Yeah, well, yeah. And look, I mean, I didn't want to say, look, premium pick. I laid the points. I lost that one with Chicago. I hope the subscribers maybe said, hey, I'll just put it on the money line. I'm not going to tell you. I mean, low spread. Sometimes people choose money line. Maybe I did too when I bet the game. So I'm not going to, sit on here and be labor like, hey, I won and the pick. No, it's not about that. In fact, I always try to lay the toughest line. I never, quite frankly, in my premium plays, I love that little cutie too, right there. Sincerely. Uh, anyways, I never try to, just lay a money line thinking, I mean, maybe one out of 20 games, not even that. I'll lay 1.5 on a premium just because as a handicapper, that's what I'm there to do. Yes, do I make the most sometimes conservative plays on premiums? Yes, but I also often choose the toughest line there. I always try to pick the line maybe closest to what $1.10 there when you're looking at different lines to try to just make it as fair as possible to give you the best information. So yeah, it was a pretty good day in the WNBA, and even though Chicago, I was disappointed they couldn't hit those free throws late. I win a bet. Yeah, did they cover the spread? No, but great day, good day in the WNBA after I had a couple of tough days where we've done a pretty good job previewing the WNBA. I think. Look, I mean, the one thing I'll say for myself, right? You talk about WNBA experts. Don't claim to be some, the only reason I'm an expert is because, I do a show every night, 10, 15 minutes with Tony T, one of the top YouTube hosts, sports handicapping hosts. I look at every single game, look at the personnel every night. There's not a lot of people making WNBA picks on YouTube. Hey, the lady, they're watching. Especially these. Hey, here's why you should make if you're a content producer, WNBA. There's not a lot of it out there. There's some, and yeah, there's some big. They're probably watching all those, but those ladies, they have a lot of time on their hands watching social media. All you gotta do is type in a few keywords into Google with those team names. It's not like you're gonna get 50 things up there. What do I choose next? If you type in anything with some WNBA names and you look down Google, I'm not saying that I'm just here with 100 of you guys. My video is going to be on a lot of those things. And shout out to the ladies. And other videos from people like me as well. Raphael Devers here. A lot of Boston here, Thomas. What are you going to do? It's easy. We're getting chalky here. I don't mind it, but it just sucks when you have that bad chalky day. And I don't mind though. I mean, if you guys rolling with Boston, I mean, geez, who am I to argue at this point the way things are going? And also, maybe this price is kind of manageable the way the Blue Jays are going on the road. Hey, this would be a great chance for the Blue Jays to kind of stick up here a little bit and get something done. So, oh man, here we go. Get cash back. Nate, we had the Mystics, right? I mean, it was even a little bit tough, right? It was a little bit tough to get there. It wasn't as easy. We're going long, Jeff. I'm sorry, man. All right. I just love talking. Gosh, what am I going to do? Okay. Obviously, Thomas has said it is the Red Sox here today on a consensus play. So that's okay with me. If you guys want to do that, I'm down with it too. I was going to go premium with Boston. I'll go with it here on the show as my pick. I'm going with Boston with you guys. I want Boston. At $1.45, I'll take Boston. Let's keep it rolling fast here. Braves, Cardinals, got Schwellenbach going up against Lynn. And the story is the same for the Braves. Got to keep rolling with these young pitchers at this point. Hope they can make a deal. Hope somebody can get healthy and the Braves can, get into position. They obviously are going to have a team that's going to be contentious for the National League pennant here, but going to have to manage things. Schwellenbach, just like many of the Braves' young pitchers, they come in looking good so far. 4 starts, a 2.25 ERA, 1-0 record. He's gone under in 3 of his 4 starts. The Braves, they're on a Braves type of roll. Won 8 of their last 10 right now. Looking good for the Cardinals. Still playing pretty well. Cardinals have repaired a lot of damage from the early part of the season to move over 500 here. Remember, in the National League, nobody's out of anything. as far as the playoffs are concerned. I mean, almost everybody's breathing at this point with a big chance, quite frankly. If you're close to 500 at all, you're in. If you're almost at 400, you have a chance with some of these National League teams at this point. It's just a matter of who's going to get hot here in the second half. So the Cardinals have won 10 of their last 17, 11 of their last 17 games. Lance Lynn here, definitely some struggles, an 8.66 ERA in his last 4 starts. Cardinals are 5-2 at home with Lance Lynn. Cardinals have gone under in 17 of their last 26 games overall. And any comments on the Braves and Cards here with you guys? We'll try to speed it up here. Thomas is on Atlanta. Here's Fiddlehead on the over. Here's Luis is on the Braves in this one. And Dave thinks I'm on the Cards. I think I'm going Braves here, Dave. Here's we might even have a consensus. Oh no! Oh, Dave is on the Redbird. Okay, Dave is on the Cards. And I might be going against Dave here. I think I'm going with the chat. Fernando going with the over here. Here's Ozuna. And hey, Joe T previewed this game. All right, thank you, Joe. And Jeff says got Ozuna for a home run here. I don't know. I think Lynn's struggles combined with the low price going to put me pretty much on the Braves here. I don't know. It feels like another consensus. Man, we're going to be, for a slow day, sounds like we're going to have a lot of action. We might come in here celebrating. We might come in here pouting tomorrow. I haven't really seen it yet from Thomas. I know we don't – I'm not saying we don't need Thomas, but oh God, let's don't be doing my man Lance Lynn like that. I mean, if anybody's come in here and made excuses for Lance Lynn, it's been me. And Lance Lynn apparently is going to be a high school coach after this season. He'll be joining one of my favorite sports programs in the country, the Yuma High Criminals. Oh, all right. Thurman here. He's got looks like his parlay for today, and Darren on the Cardinals. All right. Okay, but we did get to a consensus. So still with two people were on the Cards here, but still sounds like a consensus in this one. So I don't mean to talk it into existence because I don't want to be wrong. I do show handicappers here in this one, running about 8-3 here so far. I know I'm scared, Jeff. I'm worried about this. All chalk here, but here is another situation where we can kind of decide what is going to go down. Another bizarre game, fun game with the Dodgers on the road here against Garrett Crochet. Okay, did we strike out yesterday going with the young White Sox pitcher? We certainly did. I had an under as a premium, and that was a loss. We had a pretty good day in baseball picks, but we were out of that one early. And here we don't even know what the Dodgers. Well, we do know now. I think what the Dodgers pitching plans are starting to look like with James Paxton. Right? Is it going to be Paxton in there today as a road favorite against Crochet? And again, you're not going to get the opportunity to take the Dodgers at such a discount against the worst team in the major leagues. The one thing you're going to have to be concerned with here, obviously, is one of the hottest young pitchers in all of baseball in left-hander Garrett Crochet. And, will the Mookie-less Dodgers, kind of have enough here? Obviously, they're going to be favored, no doubt. Paxton's looked, decent. What is it? Let's see here. I want to make sure we got the pitching straight with Paxton because, again, one book didn't have him on there, but he's got an ERA of 3.65 this season. 1.38 in his last 2 starts, a couple of victories for Paxton. The Dodgers are 10-3 in his starts this season. He's gone over in 6 straight starts. The Dodgers have won 10 of 16. That's not quite Dodger-like, but in the grinds of the regular season, Who's going to take that, certainly. Dodgers have gone over in 7 of their last 9. For Crochet, he's got a 2.52 ERA in his last 4 starts. Chicago, hey, they haven't won many games, but they've won 6 with Garrett Crochet on the mound. They're 6-3 with Crochet. Have also gone under in 13 of his 16 starts, and also the White Sox have gone under in 9 of their last 12 games coming into this one. So, is this a good enough price? Is this a discount? Is this more chalk for us here in this one? Dave says yes. Ramon talks too much. All right. Thomas, that might have been the last game. Here's Dave on the over here. Here's White Sox first 5 for Jeff. White Sox first 5 might end up being pretty popular, especially with Crochet. He is 7-5-4 in his 16 starts. That's good for White Sox, though, right? So a lot of first 5 action here, it feels like. Andrew says this is where you're looking right here. So here, look at here. Got some experts right here. Look, Andrew, Justin. They see it like I do, right? You just don't get the Dodgers at this type of price, no matter what. Remember, the offense still has to come through. The bullpen has to come through. You're still got the Dodgers. I mean, come on. I'm on the Dodgers. I don't know if it's going to be a consensus. It looks like there's only. Look, I talk up these White Sox pitchers every time, trying to find spots for taking the White Sox. And yeah, maybe we didn't get it done yesterday, but we got it done the days before that. I don't know what we're doing here, Thomas. It doesn't sound like there's enough support actually on the Dodgers. It's really just me and Justin and Andrew, and there's plenty of support there. There's Darren on the run line though. But I think the support for the White Sox is all first 5. Nobody trusts the bullpen. Unfortunately, I think the casinos, you don't leave your algorithm on to take care. People always say which lines, the line, which line is shaded or whatever. They turn off the algorithm. You don't just leave it on $1.50 with the Dodgers or even $1.35 at some of the square books right now. The first 5 is still a pickup. So, you really want the White Sox at maybe. So, all right. And that's, we can't fade the Dodgers, Thomas says. So I don't know if we have enough support, but I'm going to take the Dodgers here. I'm always on the Dodgers anyways. So if I can get them at $1.50 or lower, that's okay with me. And I'll take them today. Next up, it's the Marlins and the Royals with, oh boy, it's Cole Reagan's going here. He's a left-hander. And the Marlins, they're not left-handed. Well, they are kind of left-handed, but they're also not able to hit left-handers, or so I've been told, or so the stats tell me. But the one thing people say, wins and losses when you're talking stats, that those stats don't matter. But I just happen to think that this Miami record of 3 wins and 23 losses against left-handed starters is something that not necessarily should be ignored. Now, Cole Reagan should definitely paying the price here with this one, but that is pretty significant. 3-23. It feels like they're really overmatched here. Reagan's, we know, is pretty strong pitcher, even if he has given a little back here off of his fine start. Still a 3 ERA in his last 5 starts, maybe because he doesn't have a win in any of those 5 starts. People have forgotten about Cole Reagan's a little bit. The Royals are 6-3 with Cole Reagan's at home. They've gone under in 4 of his last 5. Marlins come in here having won 4 of their last 5 games. Overall, the Royals are struggling. They've lost 11 of 14 games. They can't hit right now. They haven't scored a run. They didn't score a run this week, on Saturday and Sunday. So Royals, 25-14 at home. The Marlins are 2-9 in series openers. There's some tough statistics you got to consider before just piling on a little bit with the Royals, but they played some tough teams too. So here's Fernando on the run line. So is Jeff. And Justin says, how about the team total over? That's what I like. Andrew says, watch out, Marlins are playing better. Here's an over from Fernando. And Yelich says they'll get at least 9. Royals over here for Dave. So give me the Royals here for sure on the run line. In this one, I'll take it. Look, I kind of want to go premium in that. Just, maybe because it is the Royals and they have not been hitting. I'm not sure about Munoz. He doesn't look like the guy's going to come in and kind of carry that over. He has a 6 ERA in his last 6 starts. So I don't think Munoz is definitely, isn't the guy. Kansas City -1.5, -120. That's what I'm going to go with here on the show. And I think Thomas is on Kansas City. The Rangers will take on the Brewers here in this one with Lorenzen on the mound going up against the Brewers. Oh, let me see who we got here. I think this is. Why do I not have? I typed these in. Yesterday was pretty slow. I mean, slow in terms of, the games. I typed these in a long time ago. Steam play right now coming in. I've got to mention this one to you. We just talked about the Dodger game. I mean, if you are someone who loves discounts, if you shop at Dollar Tree, if you only go with the pizza places that send the coupons and that's how you react, you're going to love the Los Angeles Dodgers today. I'm just going to go back to it real quick because right now the White Sox are getting steamed. There's no doubt about it. Look at your apps. Look at the game. You can get the Dodgers now at $1.21 at Circa, $1.22 at Bet Online. Maybe it's not coming back if the Sharps keep the pressure on, and every time certainly the square. That's just so square, isn't it? To do it today. Look, I know we all love Crochet, and maybe Joe Average is just like still White Sox rookie pitcher, whatever. But the Dodgers are just a huge discount today, thanks to the Sharps or whoever they are. I haven't seen any news out of the Dodgers. Maybe another bat's out of the lineup today. Who knows? Not going to go back and refresh it necessarily, but again, I'm looking for places to kind of keep you guys updated. We talked about Justin getting him some social media. We're going to try to get something together that I can communicate with you folks and get you all of my great information because I run 24/7, you guys. Let me put Freddie Peralta in here. Going up against Lorenzen in this one, I think is what we're going to be dealing with here today. For Peralta, 15 starts this season, a 4.06 earned run average this season, 5 ERA in his last 5 starts. He's gone over in 8 of his last 11. The Rangers have won 4 straight here. Lorenzen's been pitching well. 2.12 ERA in his last 5 starts and a 2-0 record. He's had a career of games against the Brewers, 5 career starts, but a journeyman reliever like him, he's pitched 35 times against Milwaukee, a 5.5 ERA in 35 appearances, 5 career starts. Rangers were just 1-9 and they're 1-8 in their last 9 series openers. But like I said, that 4-game winning streak, the Brewers have lost 3 of 4 coming in. They've gone over in 4 straight. Peralta's gone over in 8 of his last 11, as I said. And you're dealing here $1.80 now on Milwaukee at Bovada. Man, this is getting a little bit pricey here today with the Brewers at $1.80. I could tolerate $1.55, but man, $1.80. I know Freddie, I get it. Okay, Thomas on the Brewers. Here's a Seager prop, and Fernando's got the Brewers. The Brewers apparently don't like Mondays. Tell me why I don't like Mondays. And here's Jeff on the Brew Crew. He likes Peralta's K's to go over, and that's from our 2 Milwaukee correspondents right there, back-to-back. Fernando doesn't know if he can trust him, but Jeff did say take the Brew. Well, He said brew. I think that means brew. I think that means take Brewers. But man, $1.80. I don't know. I don't want to get so chalky here with them. I definitely like the Brewers as far as the matchups, the stats are concerned. I'm just more concerned with this price um, here. And again, I know we get a better price here. This has been for the Brewers this little surge here. Not that to lose 3 or 4, that's not great. But here's the Rangers money line and over. We're going to have a little bit of a mix here, I think. Yeah, the Brewers salvaged that game there yesterday against my Padres. So yeah, there's a little bit of Rangers support in here. I want the Brewers. Somehow I want the Brewers, even at this price. I don't even want to lay a run line though. All right, I'll just take them. $1.80. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Better give me, okay, I'm gonna take the Brewers here. Big chalk. I've got every favorite today. Better than a boring bunch of unders here with me, huh? Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Jeff. But I'm here on a show giving out free plays. You're betting these games, so I'm still in too expensive. Yeah, we're not going to get any Brewers. I'll be the one to take the Brewers today. I'll take the Heat if this big favorite loses, and maybe I'll put them at -1 run just to, uh, you know, but yeah, that again, you can get it a little bit cheaper at some other spots. I'm showing some of the sharp books, $1.73 at Bet Online, $1.68 at Circa, but $1.80 at DraftKings. So, look, if anything, the Rangers are actually playing with a little bit of momentum here of late. And the Brewers had that bad weekend. Now they are back home, and I expect the Brewers to do better, obviously at home, where they're 22-12 this season. Okay, here, man. Athletics and Angels with Medina and Canning. You got Canning $1.25 here in this one at home. That looks a little bit. Yeah, it's probably gone up here. Yeah, okay, $1.35, $1.40. That's how long ago I typed these in. Um, got a good night's sleep this one a little bit here today after the sports action got over kind of early, but I did enjoy more of the track and field qualifying here. I got an athlete I'm watching for sure. I'll let you guys know about that when it comes. But for the Angels here and Griffin Canning being a favorite here, no doubt. Uh, he has a 5.25 ERA in his last 4 starts, all losses for Griffin Canning. The Angels are 4-11 with Griffin Canning on the mound this season. Also, he has a 4.5 ERA in 9 career starts against Oakland. Griffin Canning, he's a bit of a veteran, but he's been pitching here against the A's quite a bit. Now, for Medina, he's got a 5.23 ERA in his last 4 starts. Oakland's 1-3 in those 4 starts. He has gone under in 3 of 4, but that's because the A's didn't hit in those games. The A's are actually 3-3 in their last 6, but still 11-28 on the road. The Angels 12-25 at home. These teams can't get out of their own way coming into this one. So probably I'm thinking not a lot of picks here. Leave it to me in this one. Here's Thomas on Oakland. Luis is on Oakland as well. And here's Andrew on the A's. Here's Trey on the under here in this one. And don't see me fading Dre too often, but I got to go over these pitchers right now. Yeah, these bats are terrible too. But here's Justin on the A's. A lot of A's support, though, here all of a sudden. Maybe it could get to an A's consensus here, possibly. I'm going to take the over just so we don't get an A's consensus. Now, I think one of the things is here you have it. If you're going to compare the two teams, right? On the surface, you might say, "Hey, the A's are so bad," but now all of a sudden, the A's and Angels are both A's 29 wins, Angels 30 wins. So probably not going to take the Angels here. Give me the over here in this one at 8.5. Showing 9 at Bovada. I think with these two pitchers, we're going to be getting into the bullpens a little bit. and I'll take the over. Not much from you guys on that game. So let's move to my Padres, to Dave's Padres, and talk about this one with Nationals and the Padres with Waldron. And Waldron starting to work again here a little bit. Maybe that's kind of the ways of the knuckleballer. But when they're on, and he's got a 1.35 ERA in his last 5 starts. The Padres have gone 5-2 with Waldron on the mound. They've also gone under in 12 of 15 games. He did have a start against Washington, 4 2/3 innings, gave up a couple of runs. Padres have won 4 of 5 after the loss yesterday. They've gone over in 7 of their last 10 at home for the Nationals. They come in pretty hot here. Still won 11 of their last 15 games overall. They've gone under in 6 of their last 8. That's Tyrone Corbin Day for you guys. He's got a 4 ERA in his last 4 starts and an 0-2 record. And the Nationals are 1-6 with Corbin on the mound. They've gone over in 5 of his last 6 starts. Corbin, 19 career starts against the Padres, a 4.8 ERA, and talk about 24 hours. He's 7-11 in his career. But Padres, obviously got to lay a run line to get it close here to. Here's Jerry Norris on the Nats, and here is the Padres on the run line. Here's Luis says, give me the Padres on the run line. Fernando's on the Padres. And Thomas says he'll take the Padres. Darren's going Padres and under. Could we be objective here and roll with my Padres and Waldron pitching well, and everybody loves to go against Corbin, certainly. I'll do it if you guys will. All right. And here is Jeff here with Padres. A lot of Padres action. Manny Machado has come back. Manny had some criticism for management here a little bit, saying that Padres may have been saying that we're not seeing the effort from Manny that maybe we want for what we're paying him. My question for the Padres management is, what did you think you were getting with Manny Machado? Although I will say this, I think Manny does things effortlessly still to this day. I mean, you look at him defensively, and you look when he's missed these couple of games defensively and what the Padres end up doing. You look at Manny Machado defensively, and Padres just those. If they planted that, because the Padres have one of those beat writers that kind of sucks up to the front office a little bit and kind of passes all the messages through to the players in the media, which is kind of a joke in a way, but it is a great way. It's somewhat, keep an open book a little bit, but not the best way to be a reporter, in my opinion, even though this guy's supposed to be kind of a legend, but kind of questionable sometimes the way you, it's not his fault. If you could call the general manager whenever you want and he tells you something and you're a good writer and you can put in a story, that's invaluable. But does question your own personal ethics. I probably would do it too. But all right, it's Padres consensus. Padres are a consensus here for the chat. Money line, though, but at 210, you squares. I'm hearing it from all the other chat rooms. Oh, they're just a bunch of squares over there, over in that chat room. I don't really, quite frankly, like it at 210. I'm not going to go against you guys, I don't think. I'll probably... Let me see here. Yeah, no, I understand, Tom. You're just doing your job, Tom. You're not recommending. You're tallying the votes. That's all you're doing. So, Jeff, I don't think we saw unless Jeff is saying. And here's Dave. He wants the Nats. Was it all run line though? Yeah, there was a lot. But I think when you have half the chat saying run line and half the chat saying money line. Yeah, that does kind of say -1, but I think you're gonna kind of Jeff, at the price, I was thinking about coming in on Corbin, and that's why I'm kind of thinking about pivoting here. The widely reported steam did come in on the under in this game. I'm not sure that I buy it. I mean, I kind of think that we're going to get some runs here tonight, quite frankly, but I'm going to go over as my play here on the show tonight. Because the price, I mean, I'm not chastising the chat. There's plenty of them in there with run line. Thomas says, go ahead and play 2.5. So I don't know. I came in here thinking the Nationals were the right play today. Look, I understand with Corbin, but I think he gets a bum rap. The numbers, if you look at them, they're not. I don't know how you can equate negative talk about a pitcher with statistics, but and again, he doesn't win either. They don't win for him. But Dre going with me on the over. Let's get this last game out of the way. I've been taking up all your time today, you guys. Thank you for bearing with me all the time. Cubs and Steel, and the Giants will go with their opener here. But I don't think it might be show over because this is one game where we really usually by this point have at least a total to deal with a little bit, and so obviously the information a little bit sketchy. The book's a little bit hesitant here to come out with this one. For Howard, definitely he's their typical opener has about a 4.86 ERA coming in. For Justin Steele, he's got a 3.16 ERA so far this season. For Steele, definitely been better here of late. 2.84 ERA in his last 5 starts, but the Cubs are just 2-8 with Steele on the mound. San Francisco, however, they've dropped 7 of their last 9 currently. They've gone over in 8 of their last 10. Cubs have gone under in 12 of their last 15 games. Cubs have dropped 10 of their last 6, 10 of their last 16. For Steele, 2.31 ERA in 4 career starts against San Francisco coming in here to this one. So you guys got anything here, Cubs and Giants? Again, the tickets are lagging way behind in this one. There's not much of a market read here. I know I like the Cubs, but kind of tough to kind of, I want to give a pick on every show. So here's Justin on the Giants. I might want to reconsider right away, I guess. Here's Luis on the Giants. And I'm showing the sharps pretty much early move here now on the Giants a little bit. Still $1.25, $1.27, $1.32. I don't know if it's going to change much. I think they'll end up listing their opener as Howard, and as typical, Giants will get into their bullpen in this one. And I would imagine, let's see what we're looking at tonight. Maybe just to run the names by you as who's going to get in there tonight, just so you know, and to help you make a determination on who you're going to roll with tonight here. So I would imagine, let's see, who will pitch tonight for the Giants after Spencer Howard. You'll get some Eric Miller for sure. For that lefty, for the lefty action there. I would imagine also Ryan Walker in there. And, man, you're going to see some openers this week all series long, it looks like at this point. The Giants are going to have to make a move. I think that's the problem here in just this whole read of this situation. Who is coming back here soon? Gosh, because this is a pretty bad – right. I mean, right now the Giants, who are their starters? You got Logan Webb. You got Jordan Hicks. But where do you go after that? I mean, you don't have anybody, especially the way these injuries are piling up. So this one's really tough. I'm going to take the Cubs in this one, you guys. And just, again, please take – you talk about grain of salt. You talk about passing right now. Let's just see – look, it'll be Howard. I'm sure, as an opener. And the Giants, see what they do today, because they are going to be up against the Giants pitching. As in, these are the ones you're supposed to, kind of look to and say, look, this team, look, the relievers go out there and be great, but they are shuffling big time. Okay. Darren, though, he wants the under. And Jeff, okay, let's talk about that's it for baseball. You guys, thanks so much for joining us. 100 of you stuck around with me, listen to me ramble. Thank you. Okay, there it is. Texas A&M Tennessee game tonight. Jeff, I'm not look. They steamed the over last night. I wasn't so sure about it when you had that pitching. I mean, still two top-notch teams with familiarity. So I think we think of college baseball, high score. Man, I'm gonna, probably just end up with the under here in this one. Let's do it, Joe. I want to go under here. Should be a pretty awesome game. I would imagine once the runs start coming, though, if they do, then that's it. So I would say once it starts to feel like there's a momentum, if you want to take the under, and then maybe it works into a point where you got a little bit of equity, the under starts dropping to 9 to 8, and then maybe a back-to-back solo homer or something like that, where it's just a little bit of a clue, and then you're like, it could blow up from that point. So thank you, everybody, for joining me here today on the morning team. Got a few soccer matches going to pop up on the screen here, let you know what's going on. I want to say hello. Special shout out to Tim Hogg here today. Thank you, Tim. Appreciate you stopping by. And here, thank you, Louise. Thank you, as always, to everybody here in this one. Thomas gave us a consensus plays. Please take your screenshot, write them down. Let's go, Chalky. We're going to change the name to some kind of chalk over here. It feels like, there's a couple of more. Wow, okay, we're gambling. We're chalky. No one's ever, accused me of not playing, going a little bit on the favorites. I like to win. You just got to keep those prices down, look for the best prices, and you just never jump on. Look, I'm square. And I think the game is a perfect example of the Brewers game here. Okay, give it on the show. I get that. Want to give out the best advice. But again, those are kind of the games where I'm going to taper it back, man. Lose, 25 cents on a money line. Those are the ones we get in trouble, you guys. Thank you, Dave. Thanks for everything, by the way, Dave, as always. And that's it for that. Soccer today is huge. And we're into the games where we're playing them two at a time. So we've got Spain and Albania. Albania is certainly an interesting team here that, you know what, they got that late goal last time. Wouldn't surprise me if this one ends up 2-1 here in this one with Spain and Albania. Maybe Albania gets that first goal, gets that one goal here. So I'm going to go 2-1 in this one with Spain. So maybe Albania can get the money. They've got an interesting soccer program. Spain is awesome right now. In fact, many people are projecting Spain now ahead of teams like Germany and England here at this point. Spain riding a little bit of momentum with the bettors here at this point with their strong performance and having moved at this point at least to no less than number 4 choice. But France, I think everything hinges on the availability of Mbappe, but they're still 4-1 or maybe a little bit lower. England 4.5 to 1's never going to feel comfortable. Germany 4.5 to 1 right now to win it all. Playing well, but and I'm on them here, but Spain and Portugal right there next. It's really those 5 teams are the favorites, and then you're moving to the next group of teams with the Netherlands, Belgium, Italy currently. So other game today, Italy and Croatia. This says a -0.5, but that would be heavily juiced on Italy and Croatia. I've got this one. I want to think taking Croatia. I think this one would be a 1-1 tie, and I came up with a very scientific sports money. I don't know if you're still here. I have a great sophisticated handicap on this one. The last, and love those sample sizes, and I love the argument, right? Because my boys were getting into this on the chat the other night, and this is what happens in in international football, right? I don't want a sample size from 10 years. I don't mind sometimes in this competition a little bit, because what you have to do is you have to take the sample size into context, and then you have to take where those international football programs are and how they've moved in 10 years, kind of in a way, because you know what? Societies, they don't change to a certain extent, right? Italy, I don't know about you guys, but in my whole life, Italy's been a pretty good football country. They've kind of been the same. They've been great. They've had their moments. I mean, who doesn't remember Baggio and running around, right? All these great teams. And but Croatia, they're kind of an up and coming team. International football is expanding a little bit. They've had their moments, or maybe on the downturn a little bit. But I'm gonna end up with Croatia. And scientific reasoning is in Euro competition in the last 3 games, Italy's played Croatia. The final score has been 1-1. And I think they were like I think it's more reasonable than you think. I think it might be like 2018, 2017, and 2013 or something. I kind of want to look it up right now, but just was checking out, because I think in head-to-heads, the most important thing in these competitions is to go back, and people say, oh, well, I don't count the friendlies. I don't count the friendlies either necessarily, but I do try to look at what friendly score was I expecting in that game and what actually came, if you can remember the context. So anyways, let me see what those were. 2015, 1-1, 2014, 1-1, 2012, 1-1. It is the last 3 times these teams have met in any competition. It was 10 years ago, you guys. There's no doubt. So you might throw it out the window. I'm not. It was 1-1. There can only be a few scores in soccer. I'm going 1-1 today with Italy and Croatia 10 years later here. They played 3 straight years in this tournament, 1-1. I don't care. I'm going 1-1. All right. One other game here, Paraguay and Colombia in this one. And I don't know, Colombia is my dark horse in a way. Kind of want to roll with Colombia. I'm thinking about trying to maybe get a little future on them here a little bit, but I like them to beat Paraguay. I think they'll probably shut them out. I'll go 1-0. Could be 2-0. I'll go 1-0. The total's 2 over 45, so maybe I can go 2.5 under at -50. But I like Colombia to win 1-0. I'm going exact score lines with you here today. Kind of glossed over the soccer last few days, but Costa Rica and Brazil, watch out for the Ticos, man. I mean, come on. They can hang in here with Brazil. I think more or less, I think the Ticos can get a goal against Brazil. So I'm going to go over 3 goals. Maybe it'll be 2-1 and we'll get our money back, but maybe it'll be 3-1 Brazil. I don't think it's going to be 2-0 or 1-0. I think the Ticos can get a goal here against Brazil, and I will take over as my play here on the show. All right, I think that am I out of sports? That's gonna do it. Thanks everybody for joining us. Darren, Columbia money line, and Albania money line. For watch out, Albania. Hey, shout out big man BMOC. If you're just happy stumbling in and hanging out with me, you better comment on your Albania team. I don't think he's ever going to show up here, but all right. Brazil, Fernando will lay it with Brazil here in this one. And let's see, Jeff got the BTTS. I think he was talking about that. I'm sorry I didn't put him up there in the right order, but all right, everybody, I think that'll do it. I think you got your comments here. And again, we're going to touch on all those sports because I want you to know what to bet on. I want you to know those games and enjoy sports betting because that's what I love the most. And I'm going to keep coming back here and discussing with you every day here on the Morning Steam, 9 a.m. Eastern, 6 Pacific, Tony's Picks YouTube channel. Join us this afternoon, Tony T and the Pick Dogs crew with the drive-through at 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific. Tony gets you out of there in less than an hour with all the picks for the primetime games tonight in Major League Baseball here. So join me tomorrow, more Morning Steam. Enjoy the hockey game tonight, you guys. For Tony'sPicks.com, I'm Ramon Scott.
Can it be showing up with Tony Ramon SEO. To the double TV funnel and these bookies like 1, 2, 3. They tapping out and we cashing out. It's plain to see. The morning steam is the A-team, Mr. T. And I pity the fools who can't hang. Coming with real game is sort of a freight train. It's been reported bank rolls are easy to maintain. So get situated